Niko sherehe mina vibe na nyinyi wanani andalai mchana kachawai. Don't you disrespect my lover, sina noma my girl. Leo ni party after party, sina noma my girl. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How was your night? This canini is irritating me so much. How was your night? How you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Did you miss me? Cause I missed you. I missed you. We are still at, let's see where we are at. We said we wanna hit, how many were we hitting again? Let's just see. We are not there yet. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How was your night? Did you miss me? Because I missed you. If you're joining the live, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Make sure you do those two things. Latest YouTube updates. Studio Mobile app update says it says that at the add a motion. Able for the creators, you tell me, add a motion to photos in Shorts. These are creator updates on YouTube for the creators actually. Make a Move is a new feature for creating shorts that uses AI to animate a photo of yourself to move like one of our preset movements. This feature is available globally excluding countries in the European Union and the UK. There is now where the catch is at. So there's a trends page, the same way there's a the same way there's a for you and FYP in TikTok or something. Okay, that's interesting. If you are joining, I hope you have subscribed to the channel and you've also liked this live. Please tell me where you're tuning in from. How is the weather there? Do tell me all those things. You have not subscribed to the channel. You guys, I'm seeing you. My goodness. You are not subscribing to the channel. Why? The 9 of you. Why am I not subscribing to my channel? I'm eating dates. Sorry, sultanas. These ones. They're nice. They're Kenyan. They're Kenyan made. So yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. You're not yet subscribed. I am. What other thing is trending? Viewer updates. Let's see. Viewer updates on Jean Carter. Hi. How are you? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Have you subscribed? Have you liked the live? Have you followed me? I don't understand the concept of YouTube Premium. I just don't understand, because if the essence of YouTube Premium is to stop the ads, so you're going to watch videos without ads, right? So how are the creators being paid if they are in the AdSense program? I don't understand that concept. Shaktask, how are you doing? I'm from Kenya. You're from? Which country are you from? Which country are you from? Which country are you from? Make sure you like the live. Shak, which country are you from? Tonight I don't want no lovers in a no my girl. If you are joining for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you like the live. And tell me where you are joining from. How's the weather there? How is everything wherever you are? Oh, you're from Africa, Kenya. Which part? Hey, Wizam. How are you? Shak, which country are you from first? You want me to be spilling all the details? And Okereke. Okereke, hi. Wizakrane, hi. How are you? Shak, which country are you from? I'm fine, Kenya. You're fine or you're from Kenya? Which is which? Which country are you from? Wizakrane. Which country are you from? Which country are you from? Okay, hi. Are you Nigerian? By any chance? Are you Nigerian? Have you subscribed to my channel? The 6 of you. Have you guys subscribed to my channel? Wiza. Wani kwenye mwenzangu rada. Kwaje? Naishi wapi? I'm looking for a lip gloss. Uongo Wiza. Uongo. Unaishi Kisii? Kisii side gani? Sasa mimi naishi Kisii. Sasa mimi naishi Kisii. Wiza Queen. How are you doing? How was your night? Or rather, how was your day? If you're watching me from a country that is not daytime right now. Make sure you follow me. Have you subscribed to my channel? Have you subscribed to my channel? Have you? You guys are not even liking my live. Surely. Now I'm perfect. Now I'm good. Let's see other like things that are new in the YouTube industry. Tonight I don't want no lover. Sinano, my guy. Sinano, my guy. 6 of you should have already subscribed to my channel. Why are you not subscribing to my channel? Why? Anyway, let me tell you something new that I learned yesterday. That is if you're from my country. If you're from my country, I learned of T-bills and T-bonds. Now let me tell you. You know, there's this hype that is going on that people are investing in MMFs, in shares, in whatever, and all that, right? So, shares are becoming easier because in the ZD app, there's ZD Trader, so it's easier for you to trade using it, right? But now, kitambo, there used to be you used to trade using the NSC, right? Now ZD is coming here, M-Pesa is coming here and saying, you know what, it is so difficult for people to transact, and let us just trade, help you save, help you buy shares and everything, right? But now the difference between ZD Trader and buying a CDS account and investing in the other Kitambo way is that in ZD Trader, if you are creating a portfolio, these shares are not under your name, they are under Safaricom, right? So it means that if I go and look up your name, I wouldn't find what you are, like your net worth or something, kind of thing. So you're investing, but they are not under your name. So if you don't like you don't mind the ownership thing, so go for ZD, right? But also, if you want like now to create a portfolio where you can know your net worth, you go to to the CTS account that you've created with your broker and trade directly from there, right? So I find either way it's interesting, because for those people who don't understand, or those people who are beginners in the shares market, they can easily go and buy shares there and then to Leah, right? But now something that they have to tell you or not, there are two ways of gaining gaining money, kind of thing, right? Now there is the capital gain, and now there's the dividends. Capital gains is when you're getting money daily. So sai kama shares ziko juu, you can sell your shares or whatnot. Yes, you buy shares when they're low and then you sell them when they're high, right? That makes a lot of sense. But now what they don't tell you about shares generally, they don't work if you are investing a small amount of money, because you get, at the end of the day, if you're investing like, let's say 2,000 per month, 2,000, that is around 24,000 a year, right? And then it gets to a point, if you bought, let's say, cooperative shares, 500 cooperative shares, they say that they are going to like in the dividends. So for the dividends to work, you have to sell, for the capital gain, for you to get profit for both, for capital gains and for dividends, you have to sell your shares so that you can get the dividends. Dividends is now the cumulative after a year, what you're getting, right? But now for the capital gain, you have to sell your shares. So they say that the dividends is 1 bob per share. If you had, like, let's say 500 shares, that is 500 bob, right? 1 bob per share is the highest amount, right? But now if you sell this money in maybe an MMF, it's going to give you a different outcome. The money is going to be high. So my advice is, for people who want to invest in shares, put in a large sum of amount. Don't put in like kidogo money at 3,000 ngapi. So put in a large sum of money so that you can get the profit. Because you find, like, let's say a share is, the cheapest share I've seen is, I think, 4 bob per share. So if you're buying 500 shares, that means it's 2,000. In this 2,000, you're going to assume that if the market does well, you're going to get 500 bob. You're getting at the end of the year. You're getting my point? So, and if you invested, let's say, in an MMF, and then also MMF work if you are putting in a large sum of amount of money, and then you're not withdrawing frequently, right? That's how it works. So give or take, I feel like this is a hype that people are not like giving us all the knowledge. So we're just tunaenda tu, and that does not make a lot of sense, But I feel all of this. So if you want, so I would advise, if you're starting on saving and investment, start with an MMF. You see? So MMF is short term, like 12 months, maximum 1 year, 6 months, 12 months. Yeah. So if you invest this money, let's say one month each month, each month you put in a deposit of, let's say, 2k. That is 24k. After the end of the year, you're going to get some interest, right? If it's 8%, if it's 6%, depends on the MMF that you're investing in. And then the next year, you do what? You stop investing in the MMF, and then now this money you take it to shares and everything. You see, now you have to transition. You cannot start with a share if you have like minimum amount of money. That's what I would say. That's something that I'm not getting a lot of creators saying, that you have to start from somewhere this month, because it does not make sense for you to just bring around 50k and then put it in shares. It does not make sense. So invest in shares, invest in MMFs first, so that you can get the discipline. The mdogo, the mkulima mdogo is good in MMFs, you see. So start with MMFs. If you put 500, it's just going to amount to some money. So this money, then you take it to, you have now developed a culture. So you can easily take like 3k from your savings and then put it there, the next year. So, but start Start small. That's what I'll say. I'll say start small, but start with an MMF to get the culture of, you know, saving money first, because you're going to save money. You're going to, it's also a way of investing, but you're going to save this money, you know, things like those. So everyone who is saying that you should invest in shares right now, start with, so that every month it will be in your mind that you're investing some money somewhere, you know, so that when you're getting your transition into shares, it's a bit different. Things like those. Share my life. Is it share my life or something? Abby? I don't know. uh have you subscribed to my channel so that we can talk on something different? Because I feel finances are very interesting, but you have to, you know where you are headed to or something. Yeah, it's such an interesting topic. I was in another live yesterday where they were talking about treasury bills and treasury bonds, and then it was so interesting because we are dealing we are following the hype of, let's say, shares now, and then there are other things that are bigger, you know, like treasury bills, treasury bonds. They are called T-bills and T-bonds in my country. I don't know in your country what they are called. So you can, this is specifically like loaning the government some money, and then they return with an interest. So like T-bills are short term, so they go for 90 days, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year, right? And then for treasury bonds, T-bonds, they go for longer. 1 year is the minimum amount, you see. So if you want to invest, you can do what, you can look in your country what they are doing, so that you can find. But I think shares is universal, right? It's not buying a part of a company, it's not universal. Also, if you are joining the live right now, make sure to subscribe and follow me. Make sure to subscribe and tell me which part of the country you're watching me from, so that you can see in your country what ways of investing are there. Three of you, I need you to subscribe to my channel right now, right now, right now, right now. Sasa hivi, sasa hivi. Yay, we are at 4. Tell me where you are watching me from. I'm having it. Sultanas, sorry, sultanas, not it. Sultanas. Tell me where you are watching me from. And comment what time is it. What time is it where you are watching me from? How is the weather there? Things like those ones. And also, subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's see something different. How will I even know the people that are watching me? Okay. If you are a YouTuber, comment down below your YouTube channel, your YouTube account, so that we can follow you and, you know, grow, right? Tonight I don't want no love, but you know my girl. Sinano, my guy. You guys are not subscribing to my channel. Why? But why? You can just click on the subscribe button here. It's somewhere. Let me see where it is. It's somewhere here. Yes, it's somewhere here. But down. Somewhere like here. You can click there and just subscribe. Just click there. There's a red button, and then you subscribe. Like as simple as that. My goodness. Tonight I don't want no lover, Sina no mom guy. Let's see if we've reached where I want us to reach. I hope you are subscribing to the channel. I just need one of you to subscribe to the channel so that you can reach 3.53. We're 3.52. I want to reach 3.53. That is doable. That is doable. That is very doable. Also, comment down where you're watching me from and what time is it, and what financial information have you learned new in your country or in general, in saving, in anything. This is Financial Friday. I should start calling it like that, Financial Friday, where every Friday I talk about money and investing, so that you can see, you know, if you're getting somewhere. You know, I used to hear my parents say, oh, if you're getting money, save. But now they're saying save. They're not saying invest. If you are saving and then you're not like making money work for you, what are you even doing? 11 of you, if you just go and subscribe to my channel, the subscribe button is somewhere down here. It's a red icon. It's somewhere down here. So go subscribe to my channel and then tell me something new that you've learned in Financial Friday. Something new that you've learned about money and how to even make money, right? And then I'll plug you with my best podcast to listen to about like finances and everything. You guys are not subscribing to my channel. Why? Anywho, let me tell you something new that I learned. Thank you so much, Peter. Have you subscribed to my channel? Have you subscribed to my channel? Have you subscribed to my channel? Peter, thank you so much. So I'm gonna plug you in the best, like if you're talking about finance Friday at Financially Friday, I'm gonna plug you in the podcast that I listen to about finances and everything. I listen to a woman called Susan Wanjiku so much. She talks about like saving, MMF, treasury bonds and everything, right? Peter, have you subscribed? Kweli? Let's see. I can just see if you've subscribed. Let's see. Yes, you have subscribed. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna plug you with the podcast that I listen to know about money and everything. Since we are not there yet to hire a financial coach or something like that, right? So I listened to a woman called Susan Wanjiku. Susan Wanjiku, I've even opened her YouTube right now. Susan Wanjiku talks about like investment. Let's see the latest video. Investment schemes. She talks about MMFs, the best to invest, why certain MMFs work, why certain MMFs don't work. Yeah. So another thing she talks about are CBK bonds and bank bonds. She talks about which one is better. I don't know which one is better, to be honest, but she gives like very good insights about money, about how to save, about how to multiply your money, and so on and so forth, which is so interesting because most of the time people be saying, people be teaching about money and then they are not, like, it's just like verbal, only verbal. So yeah, you should check her out. She talks about, let's see the latest video she talked about, what she said, so that you can see. Collective schemes in Kenya, what has changed. So investment schemes. So I think that video she's going to talk about like MMFs, like SACCOs, like she talks about all those things: SACCOs, MMFs, shares, CBK bonds, bank bonds. I didn't even know there are bank bonds. I just thought like bonds are just for the, for the CBK, for the government, you loaning the government some money. She talks about, for those who are abroad or something, she talks about like what you should do when you are so she talks about like if you are abroad and you want to invest in Kenya, because most of the time people want to invest in their countries, so like what you can do, how to protect your money, and so on. She's just nice. And then she talks about how emergency funds, sinking funds, all those funds, she talks about it. And then this is free information. She did say that if you can invest in an emergency fund, but in an MMF. So like, you see, good thing about MMFs is you're not limited to opening one MMF. So you can open like, let's say 10 MMFs at a row. So let's say if you're opening in ZD, you're opening in Kuza, you're opening in Etika and everything. So you can be investing there and then say like, let's say for Etika, because it has higher returns and everything, that is going to be my emergencies fund. For ZD, because it is going to be my sinking fund. And then she talks about like investing so that you can purchase something. So also if you want to like renovate the house, so you just put the money together, which is nice. I didn't know that you could do that. Apparently you can. And then she talks about like how you can calculate your money so that money works for you. In what essence? She says that if, let's say, you are a freelance or you're someone who does not earn money regularly, you collect all your money, and if you are creating like just an emergency fund comes into point when we are dealing with, let's say, you've lost your job, someone is sick or something, like those things. So let's give an example. If you've lost your job, right? So she says in a month you should calculate how much you are spending in that month, right? So you should be saving every time. You should be saving in that, so in case anything happens, because we are working in corporate, you might be called today and be told tomorrow you're not supposed to come to work, right? So she says that if you're spending like, let's say 50k a month, everything inclusive, 50k, right? Every month you should be saving like, let's say, some money, such that if work ends, so you should be saving for 3 months. So if work ends for the next 3 months, you are sorted, right? So, and she says about something that she said that caught my attention so much, is that when she was pregnant, she said that she saved so that she didn't have to work during her postpartum, after birth, which is very stressful. Or if you're moving to another country, another city, and so on and so on. So these are things that you should have in mind. So if you're saving like, let's say, for an emergency fund in Kuza, that is nice, right? If you're saving for an emergency fund so every MMF should serve different purposes. So if you are doing a birthday, you should not be spontaneous and be like, oh, I'm going to spoil myself, you only live once. No, she said that is a mistake. So if you're saying your birthday comes once a year, right? So between the previous year and the other year, so you should be saving money. So if you want to spend, if you want to go, let's say in Dubai, in Qatar, in whatever, in wherever country you want to go, you should put your itinerary together and every month be saving specifically for that duration, right? And if you know you're someone that who spends money carelessly in the holidays and you like spoiling people or anything, you should be saving money in a different MMF for, you know, spoiling people and everything. In December, spoiling people. She just has very good insights. Yeah, how corporate bonds, I didn't even know there's a corporate bonds. And then she says that you should audit yourself, your financial self every time, which is interesting. Hidden traps of 50-50 finances, split in marriages. She talks about, she genuinely talks about money in a very simple and interesting way. So I just mentioned her name is Susan Wanjiku, right? I love what she talks about. So she talks about like where to put your money. Is it in MMFs? Is it in circles? Is it in T-bills? Is it in bonds? Is it in shares? Like all those things, all those good insights, right? And she talks about like having a trust fund for your child in case anything happens, you know, because at the end of the day we are bound to die regardless. So if anything happens, your child should be well sorted. Your child should, their life should just continue. And I think something bad about us Africans is that we don't want to talk about death so much, such that when it happens, it drags us back so much financially, emotionally, and everything, and even physically. So if we plan for it, kinda, because it's gonna happen one time or another. So if you have a child, if you have anything, so you should plan for this child. In case I lose my job, my baby should be able to, you know, live a certain life that I've provided, right? In case I fall sick right now, my baby should be able to, you know, this thing should be continuing because I've introduced them to a certain lifestyle. So she talks about like trust funds, all those things about money. Like when you listen to her, you'll get very good insights. I hope you are subscribing to the channel because I'm dropping here gems and every time. I also did not like talking about money until I read the book called Rich Dad versus Poor Dad or something. So it talks about like the way the rich dad, the poor dad was like, oh, you have to work hard, and all those things. And then the rich dad was the friend's dad. Like, so there are two dads. Let me paraphrase. There are two dads. So in this, the author says he had two dads, but the rich dad was not his biological dad. He was his friend's dad, right? And then the poor dad was his dad. So his dad was so like, he didn't want to talk about money. He didn't want, like he said, that you just have to work hard. All those skeptical things, skeptical African things. You have to work hard in school so that after school you come out here, you look for a job. This job is going to pay you those kind of things, right? And then now he had the rich dad. The rich dad was like, you have to invest. You don't have to necessarily work hard. You have to work smart. So yeah, that book kind of changed my whole perspective. I've not finished reading it though, but it kind of changed my perspective. And now you have to know that money works for those people who work for it. Like if you're stingy with money, money is going to be stingy with you. That's the reason why if Kylie Jenner came on this live and said, you know what, you people should send me gifts, or like send me $1, all 10 bob each of you, people are just going to send her because she already has it, so she's going to attract money. They say that a hand that is closed like this does not receive or does not give, but a hand that is open that gives, it receives and gives. You know, basic concepts. She also talks about like relationship with money, why you are this way because of this way. So she talks about people who spend more, people who spend less, and all that, the back and forth, which is interesting. So she's like a financial coach, but now she's giving this information in free. She talks about like there's nothing like big money or small money. It just depends on your budget, kind of thing. I like watching. I genuinely enjoy her conversations, and then her videos are not long. Like they're 30 minutes, and they are very interesting, and she gets straight to the point. That's something interesting that I love about her. Let me plug you on another one. Financially Incorrect. It's an investing, like, what is it called? It's an investing, it talks about finances. It talks about like you learn. First of all, here the title: Money does not have to be intimidating. The Financially Incorrect podcast is a fun, informative way to learn about personal finances. Host Barack Bukusi debunks money myths and reveals the truth behind common misconceptions. So, in Financially Incorrect, the difference between Susan Wanjiko and Financially Incorrect is that Susan Wanjiko, she's the host and she's the only one. She doesn't have per se people in her channel. But Financially Incorrect, people will just come and tell you the way they moved from here to here to here to here. So you get to hear the stories of different people. As much as, so most of the time, like let's say how Miss Mandy built her food empire from YouTube, like they talk about like freelance and everything. You see, new things. This one is very interesting. But I only watch certain episodes in Financially Incorrect because he has a lot of guests. To be honest. So genuinely, I just watch like specific. So if I follow like let's say Weeks Maguta, I'm going to watch her episode. But if I don't know who that is, I'm not gonna watch that. So I follow people that I know kinda. But majority of the time I know people here. So like Scovia Miruka, like who I know Scovia. Where do I know Scovia from? I don't even know where I know Scovia from. So yeah, so it's kinda interesting. So their titles are always interesting, like how I turned 1 million shillings into 2 thriving tech businesses, like that. So Financially Incorrect gives you like, you're getting like people's perspective. In what is in Susan Wanjiko, she's saying you should do this and this and this and this and this, right? So if you know, so I'm gonna say how you're gonna combine the two. So you watch Susan Wanjiko, she talks about bonds and everything. Then you come to Financially Incorrect and see how people are turning the money into businesses and multiplying the money, right? Susan Wanjiko will talk about investing in bonds, so you're not doing like business kind of say, right? And Financially Incorrect, they're talking about like, businesses, or what is thriving in the Kenyan industry, what you can do to move from this point to another, how to build a business, right? That is interesting. I figured. If you are here, please make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We will be having, every Friday we'll be having a topic called Finance Friday. Finance Friday will be going live this time too. This time, so from 9 to 10 to 11 kinda, 10:30-ish, we'll be having a live. So 1 hour. So you're almost eating 1 hour so that we can move. You have not subscribed to the channel. Why have you not subscribed to the channel? Why have you not subscribed to the channel? Why have you not subscribed to the channel? If you are joining now, I hope you are also subscribing to the channel. I genuinely hope you are also subscribing to the channel so that you can stay tuned for Financial Friday. And then, last year was all about making money. This year is all about, multiplying that money, right? Yeah. I have plugged you to podcasts that I watch religiously on finances and how to navigate like money. Let's see another one. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. If you are stopping by, please make sure you have subscribed to the channel and like the live. What do you mean? You should also be liking the live. Okay, so another podcast that I listen to is this woman. Oh yeah, Dr. Kingori. Kingori. Dr. Kingori does talk about money, but also in some of his episodes. So again, as I said, people like this one I listen to specific, not the entire podcast, right? So if I like, let's give an example. So Dr. Kingori does interviews on successful people and everything. So the same as Financially Incorrect, right? So Dr. Kingori talks about like how you're going to move from point 1 to point 2, like that, right? So if you are someone who likes to learn through like experiences of people, you can listen to Dr. Kingori Financially Incorrect podcast, right? If you're someone who wants to, if you're a loner, not a loner person, if you're an introvert and you want to, figure out some 2 or 3 concepts before going out in the world, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do what? You're gonna listen to Susan Wanjiko, right? Because most of the time in her channel she does not like host people. So she's the one who is giving advice, right? And then she says how things might work for you. So you can mix either way, right? So it's interesting. Let's see another one. Those ones are specifically for Kenya. Oh, there's this person. Let me find his name. I don't want to. Jay Shetty. Yes, Jay Shetty also talks about money. But I feel if you're listening to podcasts, you should listen to podcasts in your country, in where you are based in. Because if I listen to Jay Shetty and then Jay Shetty is hosting someone who's talking about, like, let's say, I don't know what about money. I was gonna give an example of something and then it hit me. I know nothing about finances of abroad. You see, so those things might not be per se applicable. Okay, let me give an example. If Jay Shetty is talking to an influencer there, and then this influencer is saying how they quit 9 to 5 and then started influencing, started doing virtual assistants and so on and so on. In my country, I'm from Kenya. In my country, it does not make sense for you to quit 9 to 5. It does not make sense for you to quit 9 to 5. You literally have to have 9 to 5 because the creative industry and the influencing world is so work. You cannot, generally you cannot, because like we're not getting, our CPM is not that high. We're not getting a lot of people are not understanding how influencing works, the digital marketing, the digital space. So if I listen to Jay Shetty and bring that advice here in my country, which is Kenya, it's not gonna per se work. You see, so I would advise that if you're in a country, you should search the podcast in that country so that it can work for you. If you're learning about how to invest and how to, turn into businesses. But if you are anywhere else and you also want to learn how to, your personal finances have to be in check, you can listen to Susan Wanjiko because she will tell you how to save your money, how to, create an emergency fund. I think that is universal, right? So that's another reason I like about her, because she'll give you universal things. So she'll talk to people who are like different audiences, right? I hope you have subscribed to the channel. I should be doing Financial Friday every Friday. Every Friday we're talking about finances. So today we are talking about like podcasts to listen to, how to get our monies in order, just general things. So Jay Shetty is also nice. Also Mel Robbins, she's a woman. Yeah. Same as Susan Wanjiko. We have very few women who talk about finances. Very few women who talk about finances. Mel Robbins talks about like several things at once, not finances only. She talks about like being a woman in general. She talks about confidence, about yada, and then Mel Robbins is also a writer. I didn't know she wrote the book The Let Them Theory. So she talks about like personal growth and so on and so on. You see? So if you are someone who wants to combine, like you don't want to specifically like be like, oh, I want to talk about only money, but I also want to talk about like my self-esteem, my nini. You can listen to Mel Robbins, right? Very, very interesting pieces. I hope you have subscribed to the channel. I genuinely hope you have subscribed to the channel. If you're new here, Thank you for stopping by. This is Finance Friday. This is Finance Friday. I think next week we're gonna talk about like the ZD app and how to invest and how to trade in ZD app. Is it okay? How long have I used it? Am I there for the, for the thank you for stopping by. Please tell me where you're watching from, and also comment something interesting in the financial space in your country. What have you learned since you are almost we're almost in the first quarter of the year? What have you learned about finances? I know every time we write, when the year starts, we talk about, oh, I'm gonna get my finances in order, but you're not getting your finances in order per se. So what you're gonna do every Friday, we're gonna talk about Finance Friday. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about how money is going to work for us, regardless on whichever country you are. I also hope that you have followed and you have subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss out on those important gems. Today we are talking about, we are 3.53. Can we get a 3.54? I'm casting the net too wide. I'm casting the net too wide. Going live is so interesting because you get to say things at once. So if I was recording this video, I could have forgotten what I was supposed to say. Tambo. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Please make sure you have subscribed to the channel. You have subscribed to the channel so that you can be getting the good gems, the good things, the interesting things, Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have liked the live. You subscribed and you're not liking the live. Hey, bana. You are subscribing and you're not liking the live. Why? Why do you do me like that? Baby, don't do like that. Also turn the notification, turn in the notification, say on, so that you can be notified every time I'm going live, so that you don't miss like these good gems, these interesting gems. Thank you for stopping by. Hi, have you subscribed to the channel? Have you subscribed to the channel? We are talking about Finance Friday, and we have said the two podcasts that we are following this week, this coming week, is Financially Incorrect and Susan Wanjiku. Right. When it gets to 1 hour, we're gonna end the live. I'm tired of speaking. My goodness, I never thought I would say that. Never in my life. Also because I'm talking to myself, so it's so weird. If you are a girl and you want to, learn about finances and everything in general, follow Mel Robbins. She's the writer of The Let Them Theory, that book. That one. I've not read it, but I've had so much recommendation. Just as a podcast, so you should follow it and listen to. She talks about finances and, other things. So she's not specifically talking about finances, which is interesting. If you are joining right now, please make sure you do what? You subscribe to the channel and like the channel. If you are joining right now, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the channel. Good morning. Welcome to Finance Friday. Hi, how are you doing? So we meet again next week. So if you have, the goodness with the live is that even if the live ends, we're gonna have a replay, so you can watch the replay and catch up on the Finance Friday, what we have talked about today. I hope you will have questions to ask me any questions, so that in the next week we can talk about something new, something interesting. Till next time, bye.